My name is Maria Koinova. I'm the principal investigator of the European Research Council starting grant Diasporas and Contested Sovereignty, and I'm here to talk with you today about an article which I published in the International Political Science Review in 2016. This article is interested in understanding why do diasporas which come from multi-ethnic home states and settle in the same host state, they still mobilize in different ways. And I'm particularly interested in understanding sustained versus more episodic diaspora mobilization and activism. The specific focus of this research has been the activism of the Bosnian, Croat and Serb diaspora in the Netherlands in the post-conflict reconstruction period, and particularly in the late 2000s. The most important reason why the Bosnian diaspora has been the most mobilized among the three is because it has been connected to the Dutch state and to Bosnia-Herzegovina through a traumatic contentious issue, which is the way how the Dutch state has handled the Srebrenica genocide. During the war in former Yugoslavia, the Dutch battalion of the United Nations peacekeeping forces was in charge of the Srebrenica enclave, and one way or another it handed it over to the Serb paramilitary sources, which eventually committed the Srebrenica genocide. This issue has been very traumatic to Dutch society. A government fell from this and a lot of court cases has taken place. Nevertheless, this has not been resolved between the Bosnian diaspora and the Dutch state and continues to create a lot of different activities. Additional two factors have been important in sustaining the mobilization of the Bosnians more than that one of the Croats and the Serbs, who have been engaged primarily in certain religious networks. One reason has been the proximity of the International Criminal Tribunal of former Yugoslavia, which is based in The Hague in the Netherlands. And any time an international criminal is being captured or tried, this creates a lot of domestic news, which do continue to create opportunities for mobilization and for the exacerbation of this traumatic issue. And the second reason has been the long-term presence of the radical right, and particularly of the party of Geert Wilders. This has shown that a lot of the post-Yugoslav population, but particularly the Bosnians, have been very concerned about his Islamophobic messages, which brings for them a traumatic feeling of persecution, connecting a persecution they experienced in former Yugoslavia while they were pursued because they were Muslims, and their current state of affairs in the Netherlands because they feel being pursued because they're Muslims again. In terms of policy recommendations, this paper has one very important message. Host states can often be seeking to be part of the solution of international embroglios and of diaspora mobilization. And yet they may be not quite aware that sometimes they may be part of the traumatic contentious issue that sustains that mobilization. With regard to the Netherlands, this has been this issue, but one can still observe similar contentious relationships between post-colonial populations and their post-colonial powers, or diasporas and their relationships to countries that have inaugurated international military interventions. In that sense, this is an important message to carry for both host states and international organizations, which may want to focus not simply on foreign policy messages, but also consider domestic affairs.